Today is December 29th, 2025, and we're right in that weird dead week between Christmas and New Year's. But the AI and tech world absolutely did not log off. From Google's latest AI drops to algorithm hacks you can use today, to mind-bending camera tech that can focus on everything at once, plus some gaming, phones, and PC hardware news with big AI angles, there's a lot to cover. Let's get into today's AI and tech roundup. You're watching Null Miko. If you like staying ahead of the AI curve, hit subscribe and let's start with Google. Story 1. Google's December AI drops. Our first story comes from the Google AI blog, published December 29th, 2025, titled "The Latest AI News We Announced in December." Google's doing their end-of-year "Here's Everything We Quietly Launched" post. The December roundup pulls together new AI features across Google products, think smarter search, better AI summaries, and more context-aware assistance baked into core apps. It also calls out upgrades to developer tools and models, continuing the push to make it easier for developers to plug Google's models into their own apps and workflows. And as usual, there's a focus on responsible AI messaging, safety, transparency, and how they're rolling features out to balance usefulness with risk. The big takeaway, even during holiday mode, Google is still shipping AI updates across the stack. Consumer products, cloud, and research. If you want the granular feature list, the full breakdown is on the Google AI blog post from December 29th, linked in the description. While Google is busy infusing AI into everything, another corner of tech is wrestling with algorithms in a very different way, how you can take back some control from the feeds that shape your day. Story 2. Tuning your algorithms. This next one is super practical. It's from The Verge, published December 29th, 2025, called "How to Tweak Your Online Platform Algorithms." The article points out that more than half the planet touches algorithmic recommendations every day. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube, you name it. But those feeds don't always show you what you actually want. The Verge walks through tools many platforms already give you, including telling the algorithm show me more or show me less of specific content or creators, using not interested, hide, and report options to teach the system what to avoid, and adjusting interest categories and ad preferences to dial back the creepiness and noise. The bigger theme is that recommendation systems aren't just mysterious black boxes, you can nudge them. If your feeds feel chaotic or toxic going into 2026, that Verge guide is a solid step-by-step to reset them. Speaking of algorithms and control, let's jump to gaming, where ownership, preservation, and DRM have become a battleground between players and platforms. Story 3. GOG splits from CD Projekt, stays DRM-free. This news also comes from The Verge, published December 29th, 2025, titled "GOG Steam Alternative PC Game Store is Leaving CD Projekt, Staying DRM-Free." GOG, the preservation-focused DRM-free PC game store, is splitting from CD Projekt, the studio behind The Witcher and Cyberpunk 2077. Key points from The Verge's report. GOG's co-founder Michał Kiciński is acquiring GOG and its GOG Galaxy platform from CD Projekt for about $25.2 million. Despite the ownership change, GOG says its mission to keep games DRM-free is more central than ever. The core idea is to preserve PC gaming history, sell games you actually own, and avoid heavy-handed lock-in. So while the rest of tech is rushing into subscriptions and cloud streaming, GOG is doubling down on user control, which is a nice parallel to that algorithm tuning story. Story 4. Turn your PC into a Super Nintendo. Staying in the gaming lane with a retro twist, another Verge story from December 29th, 2025 is titled "Turn Your PC into a Super Nintendo with Epilogue's New USB Dock." The Verge reports that Epilogue's SN Operator, a USB cartridge dock, is going up for pre-order on December 30th at 12 p.m. Eastern for $59.99. What it does is a USB cartridge slot for Super Nintendo and Super Famicom games. You plug your original cartridges into it, then play and archive them on a PC, Mac, or handhelds like the Steam Deck. It's basically the SNES counterpart to Epilogue's earlier GB operator for Game Boy cartridges. Again, there's a theme. Tech that respects ownership and preservation even as AI and cloud services dominate headlines. Now, from retro games to futuristic optics, this next story is pure sci-fi made real, and it has big implications for AI vision and imaging. Story 5. A camera that focuses on everything. This story is from The Verge, published December 29, 2025, titled "This Experimental Camera Can Focus on Everything at Once," based on research from Carnegie Mellon University. Researchers at CMU have built a breakthrough lens system that can bring multiple objects at different distances into sharp focus simultaneously. Traditional lenses like your camera or your eyes only focus sharply on one focal plane at a time, and everything else blurs. The CMU system can capture fine detail across an entire scene, regardless of how far objects are. That means images where everything is in focus. No need to choose between the foreground subject and the background. For AI, this is huge. Better input data for computer vision models, since you're not losing detail to blur. It could unlock new possibilities for robotics, AR, and autonomous systems where depth and clarity matter, and potentially new creative tools too. Imagine refocusing or extracting perfect depth maps from a single shot. If you want the technical details and visuals, check the Verge article, which links back to the CMU research. Sticking with cameras, let's move from experimental labs to something you might actually put in your pocket. Xiaomi's latest flagship with a very old-school photography twist. Story 6. Xiaomi 17 Ultra Leica Edition. This one's from The Verge, published December 29, 2025, titled "Xiaomi 17 Ultra Leica Edition has a rotatable camera zoom." Highlights: Xiaomi launched its top flagship, the Xiaomi 17 Ultra, over the Christmas period. The special Leica edition adds a manual zoom ring built right into the camera island, and it's the first Xiaomi phone to carry Leica's red dot logo. That zoom ring lets you physically rotate to control zoom, and it can be reprogrammed to adjust exposure or focus instead. It also comes with Leica-style extras like film simulation effects, a textured finish, and even physical accessories like a lens cap. In an era where smartphone cameras are dominated by AI computation, night mode, portrait blur, scene detection, Xiaomi and Leica are blending tactile analog control with all that software magic. From cameras to PCs, AI is changing how our devices run, what chips they use, and even how long they last on battery. Windows on ARM is a perfect example. Story 7. Windows on ARM had another good year. This story is from The Verge, published December 29, 2025, titled "Windows on ARM Had Another Good Year." The Verge looks back at how ARM-based Windows laptops have evolved, especially after Qualcomm's Snapdragon X chips in 2024. Snapdragon X finally made Windows on ARM truly viable with solid performance, some of the best battery life on Windows, and strong showings in Microsoft's Surface Laptop and Surface Pro. But there are still pain points. Inconsistent app compatibility, with some key apps like Adobe Lightroom Classic still not playing nicely. And gaming on ARM is still a struggle, which matters because gaming is one of Windows' core strengths. This is tightly connected to AI, because these new chips increasingly ship with NPUs, Neural Processing Units, for on-device AI. Microsoft's push for AI-enhanced Windows, from copilots to live captions, leans heavily on efficient silicon like this. Now let's lighten it up a bit. Maybe you're not shopping for new chips, but you are in the market for something to watch while all this tech news plays in the background. Story 8. The best shows to watch on HBO Max from 2025. This one is from The Verge, published December 29th, 2025, titled The Best Shows to Watch on HBO Max from 2025. The Verge notes that with corporate drama around Warner Bros. Discovery and talk of potential sales, it's not even clear how long HBO Max will exist in its current form, but right now it's packed with strong series. The article highlights a mix of superhero madness, dark satire, and steamy romance, something for every mood. While it's not directly about AI, it's part of the broader media landscape AI is reshaping. How we discover shows, how they're recommended, and increasingly how they're made. If your New Year's resolution is to get more active or more productive, there's also some hardware news with a sprinkle of AI-adjacent features. Story 9, Deals Roundup, Earbuds, Watches, Pencils, Chargers. This Deals Roundup comes from The Verge, published December 29th, 2025, titled Beats New Power Beats. Fit earbuds are down to $180. The Verge highlights a few deals Beats Power Beats. Fit around $179.99, down from $199.99, with active noise cancellation, IPX4 water resistance, and up to 7 hours playback, plus Apple ecosystem features and Android support via the Beats app. Pixel Watch 441mm down from $349.99 to $299.99, called the Android Watch to beat, with a bright display, around a day-and-a-half battery, and notably repair-friendly options like replacing the battery or screen. Apple Pencil Pro discounted to around $94.97 from $129.99, adding features like pressure sensitivity, double tap tool switching, gyroscope features, and a squeeze gesture for advanced software functions, and a 2-pack of OtterBox 30-watt fast chargers for $11.99. It's less about AI models and more about the ecosystem, devices and accessories that make AI assistants and smart features usable day to day. And finally, to close out the year, let's talk about the internet itself and the people still posting while everyone else is offline. Story 10, The Verge's Holiday AMA. Our last story is a fun one from The Verge, published December 29th, 2025, titled I'm the Verge's Senior Internet Typist, Ask Me Anything While Nilay's Away. In this piece, Verge writer Liz Lopato, who calls herself the Senior Internet Typist, hosts an informal AMA during what she calls the dead week of the year, when all sane people have logged off. She talks about being left alone on New Year's Day once and posting about cats all day, which apparently made people extremely mad, so no one lets her run the site solo anymore. She also jokes that she doesn't even know what her beat is anymore. Business reporter, in-house media critic, heavy metal expert, and a long-running, long-suffering observer of Elon Musk and internet culture. It's a reminder that behind all this AI and tech news, there are still humans, sleep-deprived, extremely online humans, trying to make sense of it all in real time. Conclusion. So to wrap up this December 29th, 2025 roundup, Google is still quietly rolling out AI features across its ecosystem, as detailed on the Google AI blog. And The Verge is covering everything from how to tune your algorithms and reclaim your feeds, to DRM-free game preservation with GOG, retro gaming hardware like the SN operator, breakthroughs like CMU's all-focus camera tech, hybrid camera design, in the Xiaomi 17 Ultra Leica edition, the evolution of Windows on ARM and AI-ready laptops, what to binge on HBO Max, gadget deals that power your day-to-day, and even a behind-the-scenes look at the people typing all this up. If you want to dive deeper into any of these stories, every source we mentioned, the Google AI blog and all the Verge articles from December 29th will be linked in the description so you can read the full coverage and support the original reporting. If you found this useful, subscribe to Null Miko for more AI news roundups, and let me know in the comments which story you want a deeper dive on. Google's December AI updates, the CMU camera tech, or Windows on ARM's AI future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.